What the fuck is up, you motherfucking ass lickers? I'm back, and you can't stop me. All you haters can suck on a big fat penis. So I figured I'd do a close-up of my face this time, just to fuck with Bubba Dogs, since he talks a lot of shit. He actually was well articulated in his letter to me, and that was really cool that he competed in some shit talking, but it did not translate to a good week for him. So here I am, motherfucker, all up on your screen. Anyway, let's get back to what we're really here for. And that is a rundown of the King of the Fort Week 2. So let's start up here. I'm going to read off some numbers for you since I'm so fucking good at it. We're going to start with my victory, making me 2-0 over the 9th place Bubba Dogs team. So Bubba Dogs had a good draft, lost their number 1 pick in the draft, but they still got to step it up. You still got to get 100 points. I don't think either team met projections, so not great performance either way. I definitely didn't feel great about my performance, but I still basically was winning by the end of the 1 o'clock game, so I like that. Bubba Dogs, you got to step it up, man. 0-2, not a good look. There's 2 of you guys. You should be able to figure this out by now. Definitely going to need to have a big week this week to get back up in the running. I think they got a good enough roster, though. I will give it to them. The roster was good. There was some matchups I was worried about, so. And he talked some good shit. I'll give him that. The rest of you guys need to step your fucking shit-talking game up and get with Bubba Dog. Hareem Cunt versus Mooseburger. I think I have to go back to the video, but I think I predicted Travis to win this one, but typical Travis totally letting me down. This is definitely a close matchup, though, with the Patra and Patra here. And it makes all the difference, really. You got they were both 1-0 going into the game, and now one's in 3rd, one's in 6th. So shout out to Mooseburger with the barely squeaking by his boss victory there. Good for you. I hope you rubbed it in his face all week physically. I hope you physically held him down and rubbed some shit in his face. Hareem Cunt, you don't want to start sliding, man, so step your game up. Shouldn't be that close of a matchup. We got the Awesome Possums coming in with a big score this week. Last week they were down big. I was a little worried there. Typically a strong team, and just didn't show their strength week 1. And then Ellen here, she put up a good fight. The 117 score, only lost by 10, but moves into 10th place with back-to-back losses. Again, a team that performed pretty well last year. I was expecting them to at least pull out a victory in these first 2 weeks. So we got a couple 0-2 teams heading into week 3 that are, I think those 0-2 teams are really about to be desperate for a victory coming up here soon. So we got Paul with a big recovery from a week ago. I fucking demolished the guy. And I thought that maybe that might destroy his confidence for the rest of the year, maybe even a good 3 to 5 years of the ass whooping that I put on him. But he was able to just fucking take Eddie Lowe's shitty team and just kind of walk right through it and give himself a little bit of momentum heading back up the rankings here, because he was going into last place going into the weekend. So week 2, good recovery here. Puts Eddie Lowe at 0-2, down in 11th place. Again, another one of those teams. I actually liked his roster, and I think going to have a big week next week. Going to need it in order to kind of climb back into the race here. I know it's early, but I mean, you guys starting 0-3, maybe 0-4, 1-3. It's going to be a tough climb to get into one of those 6 spots for the playoffs. You're going to be really banking on guys getting injured. So, in what I dubbed the douchebag bowl, these 2 douchebags went at it. Real low-scoring contest here. Not really what I expected, actually. I think both teams underperformed pretty substantially. And in the end, Jeff is the biggest douchebag. So he's got the 2-0 record in 4th place and at 2-0. Winning games, but not by great margins or with great point totals. So he is the worst of the best. So even in his best effort, Jeff is still the worst. So which makes sense because that's Jeff. Stepdad's man had some very strong performances in the past in this league, and just sitting in last right now. Got to break 100 points. I think we're going up against each other this week in what I'm dubbing the Battle of the Assholes, since we're both a bunch of assholes. But 12th place, so I'm expecting a big bounce back performance from Matt here coming this week. He's better than that. I know he is. I know him well. And the performance of the week, I think I predicted this one. Ben, in the Nights You Say Me, I think I get that right this time, with a whopping 158.18. The thing about Ben's team here too, man, the guy could have had probably another 40 points, maybe more. I forget what his totals were from guys on the bench. He had a couple guys on the bench with 20, 25 points, I think. So Total Mayhem's lucky that this wasn't just totally out of control and another, it would have been back-to-back weeks with the league having 100-point victories. So Ben coming out, I knew Tom Brady was going to come out firing and shutting everybody up. So Ben sitting there with nice, pretty second place, sitting at 2-0. Total Mayhem right kind of in the middle of the pack here, but 81 points in a week. That's a tough. It's tough to not get to 100 points. So they're sitting in the middle, but some of these 0-2 teams might be creeping right up on them here quick. So they're going to have to be jockeying for position here in the next weeks. I expect some of these teams to really be hitting the waiver wire hard in the next week. I didn't see a lot of waiver action this past week. Let's see here. Speaking of waivers, it's looking like Ellen's got the most moves on the waiver wire currently, followed by Paul, which makes sense. They're kind of down there right now in the stats. And then Total Mayhem hasn't even made a waiver claim yet, and neither has Matt. So, Mooseburger sitting at 2-0. Maybe they have the best roster of all of them. They haven't made a move, and they're sitting at 2-0. So, sitting pretty there. I expect Travis to make a bit more moves. He's only got the one waiver claim after the first. Travis is usually a waiver whore. I feel like he makes probably 10 waiver claims a week, just sitting there fucking waiver, but not this time. So. There's those standings. We'll take a quick look at the pick'ems. I don't think that anybody's really doing the pick'ems except for Ben and I. And I think we're both tied at like 50%. I think I'm only beating him because I've done more. So yeah, I'm 6-6. He's 3-3. If you guys want to get in on this, it'll be based on your percentage correct. I think they give it a trophy for it as far as like the Toyota Hall of Fame. So let's go look over at next week's matchups here. Week 3, and I don't think injuries have been accounted for in point totals or anything like that yet, and obviously waiver claims haven't gone through. So I'm expecting a lot of waiver claims this week, especially for the teams that are 0-2. Guys need to do something to get your rosters in a position to start putting up points to get into playoff position. So we're going to start off with the Battle of the Assholes here. It's 1st versus 12th. The thing that's got me a little bit worried about this is I'm not blowing them away on the point spread here, the projected spread. So look for this to actually be a close matchup. I mean, it doesn't look like it on paper. I would like to think I should be able to handle him after not scoring 100 points next week, but I don't think his team's going to underperform that many weeks in a row. So I'm pretty confident, and I'll pick myself to win this game. I wouldn't be totally shocked if Matt comes out of nowhere and has a big week. It's very rare for Matt especially to have that many underperforming weeks. And that first week was kind of a clusterfuck with the hurricane and stuff. So I expect Matt to really step up his game and really challenge this point total, and it'll probably shrink as the week goes on. Then we have another Patra matchup, dude. 1-1 on 1-1, 6th versus 8th. Pretty close projections here. Two teams that rosters are kind of have a couple holes, but have performed very differently in 2 different weeks. So Hareem Kunt's been pretty consistent, and Paul's team really underperformed week 1. I'm going to go out on a limb and pick Travis again. I hope he doesn't let me down here. I think he's going to come through with the upset here just because those point totals are so close. I don't think it's going to be. I think this will get tighter also as the week goes on here. So we're going to keep an eye on this Patra versus Patra. I mean, this is jockeying for position between playoffs and not when you're dealing with 6 and 8. So somebody's going to want to really muckle on to that position there, those 2 douchebags. Awesome Possums versus Mooseburger. Mooseburger had a fucking close one last week, guys, and it looks like by the projections it's going to come down to another close one. So, can he pull out two real close matchups back-to-back weeks and maintain his 2-0 record? That's something we're going to have to see. Awesome Possums really trying to get up into that top five, break that top five if he can get 2-1 record. This is probably going to be one of the biggest matchups to watch as far as looks like a real close match, real tight there. So keep an eye on that one, guys. Bubba Dog's team versus Eddie Lowe. Battle of 0-2 versus 0-2. I mean, this is basically a battle for last place, unless Matt just loses again. You guys are just kind of battling for the basement here. That's what I'll call it, the battle of the basement between Bubba Dog's team and Eddie Lowe. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. One of you guys really needs this win to kind of keep your chances moving forward, keep your percentages of maybe being able to get into the playoff race or even in the conversation alive. This is one as a team that's in first place that I'm really going to keep an eye on this week. We got Ben's team going up against Jeff's team, 2-0 team. Somebody's leaving with a loss. Second versus fourth. Right now, Ben's got the lead on the projected score, and it's a substantial lead in comparison to the rest of the games. So Ben, the heavy favorite going into this matchup. Jeff's had some wins, but again, they haven't been big wins. So can he prove that he belongs in the undefeated discussion and in that top five? This week's going to be a big test for his roster. So I'm going to go with Ben on this one. I think that he's just going to kind of maintain his roster's presence. I mean, he went for Brady, and people kind of laughed, and I think it's going to be a benefit to him. And he's got some guys putting up some big numbers, man. So, and even his bench. So, his team's looking pretty stacked. Keep an eye on this guy. He's doing something right. Maybe back-to-back championship here. And then we got the 1-1 total mayhem versus Ellen here, and again another close projection. I think this one's a coin toss. Ellen really needs it, so I'm guessing she's going to be making some waiver moves, getting on the waiver wire, doing some stuff to try to kind of give herself this win this week. I'm going to go with Ellen pulling it out and kind of even things up. I think the league will even out a little bit. I don't think we'll have many teams left 0-2, maybe 2 teams left 0-2 at the end of the week, and then maybe down to 2 teams, 3 teams that are going to be 2-0 still. But it could be just one sitting up there 2-0 all alone. I don't know. So here we are, current lists, how things are going. And we'll take a look at the current projections. I'm sure you guys take a look at this yourself too. And there you go. Current projections. I don't think it'll stay like this at all. I doubt that I will go undefeated. I think I'll probably be somewhere in with these guys. Stepdads, I do think will be up a little bit more. I think they just got to get a run going here. I do think Travis's team is bad enough to be last, just because he did such a bad job drafting. But keep an eye on all these teams here in the middle, because it's going to be the next couple of weeks that really shifts this around. Right here, basically the 4 through 9 seeds is really going to get shifted around here in the next couple of weeks and see what they do on the waiver wire. So that's it. I hope you all have nothing but the worst luck. I wish you nothing but the worst. I basically dislike all of you, and I can't wait to hear your comments about how much you hate these videos and how much they suck. So, fuck off, motherfuckers. Till next week.